Cebuanos Filipinos continue to thrive wherever they are all over the world. Catch a glimpse of their adventures as they explore and experience the world and share experiences with Filipinos living abroad. Join us and travel the world through their eyes with Attorney Divine Marshall Flores live from New Brunswick, Canada, and Tony Ortega live from British Columbia, Canada. This is CCTN International Pinoy Journeys.
Good morning Cebu, good morning Philippines. Welcome sa atong tulumanon CCTN International Pinoy Journeys. Ako na usab si Divine Marshall Flores, live gikan diri sa New Brunswick, Canada.
Ug ako na usab si Tony Ortega, live gikan sa probensya sa British Columbia, Canada. Maayong buntag Cebu, maayong hapon Canada ug maayong hapon sad Mindanao.
Yes, so maayong buntag paron sa Mindanao, Brad Tony, oy.
Oh, buntag pa.
Para matag oras siya. Di man pareha sa Canada no nga lain-lain og oras usay ma-confuse ta. So diri sa New Brunswick gabi karon diri it's 10:30 in the evening. So maayong gabi sa tanan natong nagtan-aw no abroad. Unya maayong adlaw sa ubang dapit no nga nagtan-aw nato pinaagi sa atong Facebook Live ug ingon man sa atong YouTube. Ingon ana kapaspas ang atong panahon Brad Tony kay next week Holy Week na and karong Sunday Palm Sunday na. Ingon ana kapaspas ang atong panahon.
Tinuod Divine hisgot magugag paspas ang panahon. Ambot murag daghan man sad ang maka-advantage karon sa pagkapaspas kanahon labi na sa side sa mga politiko karon sa Pilipinas kay kinahanglan na pod nila nga mahibaw-an og unsa gyud kay lakaw sa maong duwa sa umaabot nga eleksyon. Unya, makaingon po ta nga challenging po nato ang mga Filipinos abroad, especially like me. I don't know, og ikaw, og si Mylene, moboto ba? But me, I am so excited also to cast my vote.
Yeah, tinuod na importante kaayo no nga kinahanglan atong exercise ang atong right sa pagpili sa atong mga leaders sa Pilipinas. But kung excited na ang atong mga politiko para sa atong eleksyon karong May 11 hasta ang atong mga supporters ug mga botante, ako excited ko sa atong program karong gabi na because na-expect ko nga ako mismo daghang kong makatunan gikan ining atong guest karong gabi una dinhi sa atong CCTN International Pinoy Journeys.
Makita nako sa imong naong attorney nga curious kayo ka nga makakatunan kay musugot kag sa dili. Mahimo naman unya kang ma-avail sa maong pagtulunan nga imong makatunan gikan aning atong guest karon. Unya kining atong guest karon dili lang ni siya kay ultimo. Ug atong tanawon ang ihang journey back in the Philippines and also journey here in Canada. Usa pud na siya nato nga makonsideran nga usa pud siya nga outstanding Filipino Canadian in British Columbia. So usa pud sad siya ka businesswoman gikan sa Pilipinas ug siya karon usa ka mortgage broker nga niya sa Canada. Kahibaw man ta nga og magpalita og mga balay or magbalitag balay og atong kinahanglanon kay kinahanglan man gyud pa magpalit og balay diri sa Canada. So dili lang siguro diha dayon kay it's not easy to start. Life in Canada is not easy to start. So kinangladering ta. Pero ang nakanindot manggod kani bitaw natay kaila karon nga nga industry nga makahatag unya nato, makahatag nato og advice ba. So advantage na nato. So ikaw, ako advantage na nako. So dili na nato dugayon Divine. Mga igsoon, ang atong guest karon ng gabion na karong adlaw usa siya ka mortgage broker diri sa Canada, negosyante siya sa Pilipinas. So ladies and gentlemen, atong i-guest ni atong introduce ninyo karon si Mrs. Mylene Villanueva Lim. Lim, maayong hapon kaninyo diha.
Yes. Ay, maayong gabi sa Nias Canada, maayong buntag na asa sa mga Cebu, sa Pilipinas, basically sa tanang Pilipinas kay ingon bitaw sa Divine, usara man ang time diha sa Pilipinas. So it's morning diha Now it's 6:30 diri sa Vancouver. And in some parts sa east, I think it's already 10:30 ba, Divine?
Yeah. Ang dire sa amo
Yes.
is 10:30. Yes. How's the weather now in Vancouver? Because I heard nga sa tibuok Canada ang Vancouver mao daw nindot og weather.
Yes. Yes, what we have, Mango Divine, is what they say, warm winter, cold summer, no? So ang
okay.
among, well, in the past, no, historically, ang among winter is always relatively warm. Yang among summer is relatively cold. Pero with the global changes, it's turning out na marag init-init na among summer, niya bugnaw-bugnaw na ang among winter. But still, it's still much, much better than East Coast.
Okay. So before ito mag-istorya about sa imong journey din sa Canada, Lynn, kay may gamay background, asa man yung kang dapita nagdako sa Pilipinas? Kay murag maayo man ka mo speak og Bisaya.
Yes. So, ang akong mama, taga Dumaguete na siya. Yang akong papa, Sambales, pero sa Masbate na sila ning dako. Nya kami, I was born sa Jolo, Sulu sa Mindanao, no? Which is, I think sa southmost na siya. Kaya ang akong parents manggod, pareho na silang medical doctors. When they graduated, nag-mission na sila paingon sa Jolo, where my maternal grandmother is from. So nag-mission sila, and then murag na kuan nila nga kuwang og mga doktor dito sa Jolo. So that's where they settled, and then so that was where I was born. I spent my formative years sa Jolo. So my first dialect yun is Tausug. And then pagkahuman na nimbalhin mig Dumaguete. And then nag-university ko, nag-college ko sa Manila na ko nag-college. So, and then ang akong bana is Cebuano. Nya sa ilang bay, di man gyud na sila magsulti bisag unsa except for Cebuano nya. Baligya niya ta og dili ta kabalo mo Binisaya. So that's why I really had to learn how to speak gyud nga kanang di gyud ko basically kabalo gyud ko magsulti. So that's why medyo mas okay lang ang akong pagbisaya. It's not as good as if I were born and grew up in Cebu, pero passable na.
Okay. Pero interesting kayo, Tony, no? Nga dito siya nagdako sa Hulo-Sulo. Moingon man ko kag Hulo-Sulo this time, kahibaw ta nga na ay mga issue sa peace and order, ilabi na katong pagsiaw sa Abu Sayyaf. But I'm sure at the time, peaceful kayo ang Hulo-Sulo.
Oh yes. Ang kinabuhi namo dito very idealistic nga kanang ideal, no? Walay samok, walay traffic. And then ang mga pagkaon, kay it's an island, so ang among pagkaon, we really just eat fresh fish na kanang among mga kuyog sa bahay, moadto sa mosakay tricycle, moadto sa palengke niya mo palit og kanang isda nga gakisi-kisip pa bitaw nga buhi pa kay niya kanang shiny kaayo, kanang mga hasa niya kanang mga mata nga kuan pa kay clear pa kaayo. So that's mao nang among pagkaon dito sa una, no? Ang beach, grabe, wa nay Boracay, kanang Boracay, wa nay, cannot hold a candle to the beaches sa Jolo, nga kanang white sand, pure kaayo, powdery white sand, grabe kaya mo mga beach diha. Yun lang karon, medyo dili kayo mayang peace and order, so it's not accessible, it's dangerous, nga kung anak ka, there's a chance nga, you may get kidnapped or whatnot. Pero at that time, nindot kaayo ang among kinabuhi dito sa Jolo.
Okay.
Pero ang tara siguro imong gi-mention that was before, pero I don't think ang kanang imahin sa kanang kaniadto mao lang gihapon ang imahin karon when it comes to peace and order.
No. It's way different. That's the main reason my parents left na. Kaya ang peace and order was really deteriorated very badly na. So wala na, they didn't feel safe anymore. So they moved out of Jolo. So karon tuan na akong mama tuan na sa Manila niya, akong papa passed away already, pero di na sila tigbalik sa Jolo even at that time nga buhi pa akong papa, wala na, they moved out and wa na sila nakabalik.
Okay. So pag-graduate ni mo og college, Ma'am Lynn, asa man kadapita na expose sa trabaho while you are still in the Philippines?
So bale sa nag-university ko, nag-college ko sa University of the Philippines, no, sa Diliman. That's where I met my husband. Ya pagka katong nahuman namig university na minyo nami, we started a business sa Manila na. Dito namin napuyo sa Manila na, wala na sa Cebu. Nag-start up new business which was customs bonded warehousing o customs brokerage. So that was what we were doing sa Manila. It was may biyaan sa among kinabuhi dito sa Manila. Pero at that time, manggod, it was already getting crowded, you know, daghan na sa mga traffic sa Manila. So ang akong bana manggod is a long time ago in 1977 nag-migrate na sila diri sa Canada. So naa na nay Canadian citizenship akong bana when he went back to the Philippines to work, no? Kay na-hire manggod siya sa Citibank sa New York, niya gi-assign siya sa Pilipinas. So mautong ningbalik siya sa Pilipinas. Pagkahuman namo dito, when we thought that it was better for the children to try to have a better life, mo to naghingkamot mi na makaanhin na lang sa Canada. It was a different life, no? Kaya ug maayo man sad imong kinabutangan sa Pilipinas, murag to uproot your family and move to a different country where you don't know what is in store for you. Nga unsaon man nato buhion ang atong mga anak, what kind of life are we gonna give them, is it the right choice for us? So those are the things na kinahanglan nato that we had to really think so deeply and so give it so much thought before we opted to move here sa Canada.
So what year mo ni decide to move here in Canada, and pila edad sa imong mga anak that time? Pila ka buk imong anak?
We have two. We moved here. We decided to move here in 2002. So mga about 2000 and 2001, we were already thinking, balhin ba ta? Di ba ta mo balhin? Unsa man nato balhin? Asa man ta mo balhin? You know, all those things that you have to take into account. Just like everyone who would like to move, right? There's always the uncertainty. You don't know, am I making the right choice? Am I subjecting my family to something na mas maayo man ang kinabuhi diri ngano man nga we take the risk of bringing them somewhere nga it may not work, right? But in 2002 we moved here. Giswirtahan sad mi nakapalit mig bay kay naamay mi mga na savings gamay ba. So nakapalit na mig bay. We moved here. Our daughter was 8 and then our son was 5 at the time we moved. So gamay pa sila. So we moved here and gi-enroll na namo sila sa eskwelahan. And then for the first few years, wala akong nagtrabaho kay I had to take care of the children. I had to drive, you know, ang bike, kinsa may mag-asikaso, bitaw tanan. So that's what I did. Sa balay lang ko, ga-drive nila sa ilang mga activities, ana. And then at night, kaya naapaman among business sa Pilipinas, I would be working. Pero during the day, concentrate lang gud ko sa mga bata. And then, katong at time na medyo ga-drive na sila, high school, na sila, you know, in short, dili na sila ganahan makit-an with me. Murag mauwaw na sila kuyog ang mama. At that point, pa-drop off na lang na sila sa eskwelahan niya, mawa na di na magani na bubay na ako, no? So, at that point, ang among gihimo, I had more time. And this is actually a good point also for those who are getting into the market. What we did at that time kasi to augment our income was we went into buy and sell of houses. So, palit mig buy. And then pag naanay equity, ibaligya na namo, nya mo palit na sag laing buy, nya mo huwat na sag na equity, nya ibaligya na sad namo. Here man gud in Canada, ug mo palit kag buy, nya ibaligya nimo, and it's an owner occupied property, you don't get taxed. no?
Okay.
So kana that's a big thing na in the sense nga kanang imong profit, kumbaga profit nimo sa ganansya nimo sa bahay, imo ra na tanan, dili mo kuha ang gobyerno og share ana. So it's a good thing. So that's what we did. We bought and then sold and bought and then sold.
Lahi sa ato, no? Kay sa ato, bisan if it's your principal residence ang imong gibaligya, you still have to pay the capital gains tax and documentary stamp tax.
Yes. So kana lahi, it's a completely different world sa Pilipinas. Sa Pilipinas, dugay kaayo, takes months nga, you know, murag kulang na lang yun nga, hasta ka ng gamay nga pirma, i-check good na nila tanan. Diri wala, you know, when you apply for a mortgage. So that's what happened. The reason I am a mortgage broker is because while we were kanang basically flipping houses, I learned how to, you know, tan-aw og mga mortgage, asa ang mas nindot nga mortgage, unsay advantage nga og ing-aning klaseng mortgage imong kuhaon, you know. So I made my research and then found out that there's so many products for us here in Canada. Unlike sa Pilipinas that we're limited to the banks, you know, unsa na RB, unsa man mga bangkos Pilipinas, Land Bank, BPI, mga ana, no? Those are just the establishments where you can get a loan. Here in Canada, there's more than 50 lenders that you can tap, no? So, pero syempre kita atong mind frame ang Pilipinas nga, oy, bangko maura na ang pwede nato doon for our mortgage, right? And then mo apply ka ga, you know, sa kusus maantag makakuha kog mortgage ani og kuan og makakuha kag mortgage, lipay na kayo, pirma na dayon bisag unsa na ang gihatag sa imo, right? Nga sa kanang sa lender kay you don't know any better nga you have choices pala. Murag malipay na ta bitaw nga makakuha tag mortgage, right? So after a while murag na kung di man daga maday kaayong opportunities dire, no? You can always pit one bank against the other, not necessarily pit, but at least have some comparisons ba. So that's when I found out nga, oh, I can get this done, I can do this, and learn the business, learn how it works. So that's what I did. And then in the process na ako'y mga amigo, mga neighbors, mga tana, oh, paano mo ginawa yung anong ginawa mo? So that's what got me into
idea.
Got me started na I can give what I learned to other people para they don't have to study what is already available or known by other people, no? They don't have to make the mistakes that I did. Kaya na I know already what to look out for. So that's what I'm doing right now. Nga kanang ug naay mo duol nako, you know, na ate, tita. Sa una ate, karon tita na ang tawag nako, sa mura guwang-guwang naman dagay ako now. Kay tita naman ko bisag mga 70 years old, 60 years old, mo tita naman ako. Mura di man sa dagay. Anyways, that's beside the point. So moto tawag na sila, oh my, ganon, kailangan ko ng mortgage. Pwede mo ba akong tulungan? So that's when I look at the documents and that's murag naman gud tay issue sa mga Pinoy ba diri ba kay wa man gud ta naanad sa Pilipinas, nalabi tay mga credit card bitaw, no? So pag abot nato diri, bisag asa ka mo adto Canadian Tire, Capital One, muhatag man na dayog credit card. So kita tawon nga walay naanad ana,
swipe.
Sige ra tag accept nya, gamit sa mga credit card nya. Pagkahuman di ay maabot na ang bill, oy, unsao man nigbayad, no? So that's what happened to a lot of our mga kababayan dire nga before they even got themselves established, daghan na kay silang utang. So,
but before that, Ma'am Lynn, para sa atong mga nagtanaw, no, televiewers sa Pilipinas, because we are not familiar with mortgage broker because we don't have like that in the Philippines. So, also may role aning mortgage broker.
Okay.
Kung ako mortgage broker, kinsa may mobayad na ako? Ang kliyente?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So ang mortgage broker is actually a professionals, no? We are licensed. And yet we are the only professional wherein the client, our clients do not pay us. No? They get our services for free. So what is a mortgage broker? Ang mortgage broker is basically a go-between between the borrower and the lenders. So ang mga borrowers will come to us and say, I would like to apply for a mortgage. Can you help me? So ihatag nila ang documents nako. So me as a mortgage broker, I review their documents. And then I will say, okay, based sa imong application, pwede ka ma-approve at this bank. Kay each bank manggod, Divine, lahi-lahi manggod ng ilang product.
Yeah.
So as a mortgage broker, you have to know all the different products, and then you look at the application and you say, oh, kining iyang application, pwede nina ako ihatag diri para sigurado siyang ma-approve.
Okay.
So, and then ug dili gani ma-approve, I look at the application, ako inon kinahanglan sa nato hiluton gamay imong credit score kay di pa siya mopasa. So iga-guide na nako, oh, this is what you have to do, bayri ng imong ani, you pay this or you do that or ana, or let's say ang income, wala pang income, I will say kulang pag gamay ang imong income kay nag part-time man ka, so you need to have a full-time ani before we can use your income. I need an employment letter ngayong ani. So mura bitag my role is to structure the application para pag abot sa lender buo na siya. So ma-approve na, if ever it can get approved, ma-approve na siya kay mura bitag you present it in such a nice way, and then if there are some factors on the application nga dili kay siya nindot, then you explain to the lender, this is how it is. Kasi mga lenders magud mga cookie cutters magud ng ilang mga products eh. If you don't fit, denied, no? Ana
okay.
siya. So
in other words,
a role of a mortgage broker.
In other words, kung si Tony mupalit siya og balay, instead of kay sa ato no, diretso man ta sa bangko para mo pa-approve. Sa imo kaso, pwede si Tony muduol nimo, magpatabang siya nimo aron ma-ready siya, aron ma-approve siya, and Tony don't have to pay you for that service.
No, nothing. He doesn't pay anything. What happens is mura kamig murag satellite office, satellite officer sa mga bangko. So the bank takes care of our fees, pero we are helping the client. Our client ang borrower, not the bank. But it's the bank who pays us. No?
Now, question mo, Lynn, kay nag-mention mag-uwinan, pila raman ta ka bangko, naming banks in the in Canada, RBC, BMO, Scotiabank, Coast Capital niya. Nag-mention mangguga ganina og mga 50 or more than 50 financial institution. Kanang unsay naka-diferensya sa bangko og adto ka mo borrow og kwarta outside the banks?
Yeah. So let's just say ang TD, it has a sister company called First National. Okay? Ang First National, ang produkto sa First National is just really mortgages. Okay? So you as a borrower, you don't have access to First National. You have to go through brokers like us para maka-access ka sa First National. Are their products as good as TD? Yes. Are their products, are their rates as good as the banks? Yes. In fact, some of their products are better and their rates are better. Kanang ilang mga penalties are better. Kaya they don't have those big establishments wherein dako ka ilang overhead.
Yes.
So mas gamay ang ilang mga costs. Therefore, the clients mas less ang ilang, they don't have to pass so much cost onto the borrowers. So when I'm saying there's about 50, you as the end user, you don't have access to those. You have to go through us and ask kami ang mo apply for you. Because what they do is murag kami ang screening committee na nila. no? We look at the application and then they say, and if mo approve na me, ihatag na nako nila na okay, this application is such and such and such. They know na na-review na nako ng documents, no? So that's why I said na atay mga 50 lenders which most of you do not have access to direct access.
Na pangutan na Lynn, na kanina mo apply ka og mortgage, mo bari ba ang edad sa tao nga mo apply o ang batan-on pa or ang mga edad-edara na? Unsay advantage or disadvantage ana?
We have kasi we cannot discriminate against age in Canada. So if there's an applicant bisag 80 years old na siya, basta na siya income, technically dili makadiscriminate ang any lender, no? As long as kaya niya mo bayad sa monthly. Now, obviously yung 80 years old ka na, you probably are looking at retirement income, no? Kanang mga CPP, OAP, kanang mga old age pension. Normally mauna lang na ang imong income, unlike kanang bata-bata, you're working, so you get employment income na agad kay kada buwan na kay kita mga Pinoy kugihan man kaita. Some of my applicants na ay duha ka full-time jobs, naapay part-time job, naapan ni mga anak nga gibantayan, right? That's what we're known for here. Basta mag-apply na gani kung sa Canada, ka ng mga mga lenders, may gonna say, oh, Mylene, are you submitting another file wherein a superman file? Kay mao na pasabot nila nga 2 full-time jobs na apay part-time. So, anad na ang mga lenders, basta Pinoy bitaw nga kugihan gyud kaayo mo trabaho. So, sa duha ka full-time job, okay na nila, wala nay kaso sa ila. So, they really strive in order to get established here in Canada.
Unsay nakita nimo nga common problema or mistakes nga na-commit sa atong mga kababayan nga mopalit og property diri sa gawas?
First, ang ilang credit score. Kasi here in Canada, everything revolves around credit, no? Walay mahimo diri. Cash, you say cash is king. Here, yes, cash is king, pero mag-apply na kag credit card or buy, they need to see your history. So kita na anad ka na atong mga credit card maximum, nya malate og payment, that's really gonna bring down your score, no? So that's the number one na nakita nako problema nato, ang score sa atong mga applicants. Some of them need improvement ang mga scores nila. Kinahanglan yung natabangan pa nga tudluan how to improve the scores. That's the first. The second, kay kita manggod, syempre you're renting and then you're trying to make ends meet, wala tay pang down payment. Kuha nga atong kwarta for down, no? And then ang katulo is pag abot dire kadaghanan nato palit og auto. So what happens manggod when you apply for a mortgage, we look at your overall liabilities. Unsay imong mga utang, muguwa man na sa imong credit bureau, tanan na kay car loan, na kay student loan, na kay kanang mga credit card loans, muguwa man na tanan diha. So when you apply for a mortgage, all that is taken into account. And then ug dako ng imong monthly payment, mabawasan ng imong capacity to buy a property. Because here's how it is, for every approximate $450 na monthly liability nimo, ang imong approval for a mortgage goes down by 100,000. No? So pasabot ana, for every 100,000 of mortgage, you are only paying approximately about $415 a month lang ng imong bayran. Yung mga auto dire, unsa may normal, $600 a month, di ba? Ang imong bayran. So automatically, ang imong approval amount is down by 150,000.
Correct.
So, mauna ang mga problems na ma-encounter nako kay naikuan bitaw na income pero daghan sa ang utang.
Lynn, atong i-connect ang kana nga sitwasyon. Bitaw mga bagong immigrants nga bagong ningland diri sa Canada. Wala man ko kabatian na Lynn kay mag-attend tag mga workshops ba murag wala man gyud na gi-mention dito sa ilahang orientation seminar, di ba mga tinmatag workshop na sa library, anang ISBC, wala man na nila discuss about nga kini inyong buhaton nga ubag o pamodere. Wala na siya gi-discuss.
No, sadly, those are not taken during those, as far as I know, no, those are not taken into account. Financial literacy is not, they don't put so much importance on that, when in fact it should be the number one thing that they have to take into account, because ang mga kababayan nato nagsugod na nga daghan ng utang, lisod na biakay na sila maka-get out of that situation. But if at the very start matudluan na sila kung how they should conduct or take care of their credit, it's easy for them. So really, just to give a very brief idea, when you have a property or you're thinking of buying a property or a new immigrant, kung sa imong tan-awon, first, siguraduhon nimo nga kanang imong mga credit cards, as much as possible, you think about it nga imo nang gamiton, pero you have to have the capability to pay that in full every month. No? Dili na karon mo palit ka, sige next month na lang nako ni bayran niya, pag abot next month, sige sa next month na dugangan sa nako gamay akong paliton kay nainindot nga bag, no? Before you know it, daghan na kaayo kang utang, dili na nimo maato, di na nimo maapas ang imong mabayran. So although you have a credit card and you need to use your credit card because that's the only way you will be able to establish your credit score, your credit history here, but make sure at the end of each month or before the due date, a week before due date, bayran na nimo na tanan, no? Kay don't pay on the day itself, kay late na, no? It's gonna take 3 days for your payment to go through. So you always pay a few days before para dili malate ang imong payment, because when I pull a credit score, a credit report, as this goes with all banks, your credit record for the last 7 years is gonna show. Every late payment that you made, even just on a phone bill, a cell phone bill, it's gonna show on your credit history. And as a broker, I have to explain that to the lender. Nalimutan niya, or she went to the Philippines kaya na nakaligtaan, or she was disputing the charge, that's why naa siya late payment. So that's what you have to take care of. Na kanang make sure your credit is always kanang maayo. And then ang sunod is, as much as possible, dili tay ka magpabungga bitaw kay nga nindot kayong auto niya, di ay wala na nabilin sa atong kwarta bitaw na anatanan sa auto. So kana mga ana ba, you try to just live within muna your means para you are preparing yourself to be in a better position to purchase your property when the time comes. Because that's what we all want, na we will have our own property, nga dili na ta magrenta kay, and anytime pwede man ta papahawaon good of we're renting, right? And then kanang rental expense, that's an expense. You're never gonna see that money once you pay your rent. Unlike kanang property, og magbayad ka hulugan every month, og mutaas ng equity sa imong property, you get that money back.
Okay. So ang imong advice sa atong mga kababayan, usually, kung doon na sila utang nga sakyanan, dapat dili nila dungano, no? Or okay ra nga naa sila utang, mukuha na sad og balay?
The house always comes before the car. That's how it is. Normally, the house should always come before the car, because what happens is a car is a liability. It's a depreciating asset. It's a depreciating investment. Unlike ang buy, that's an appreciating asset. Like mutaas kina siya after a while. So if let's say na kay auto, the normal monthly payment for a car that I see, at least in BC, is about mga $600 to $700 a month, about $350 bi-weekly, no? So that's about $700. If you are going to buy a property, mao na ang imong monthly, ang imong approved amount na naog na $150,000. So if you before would qualify to buy a property that's worth 500,000, karon 350 na lang because naa kay utang. So what you do is you buy that house first, put the down payment. Right after you get that property na anana nimo titulo na anas imongan, then you go ahead and buy your car as long as kaya nimo ang monthly, no? But
Correct.
always the house first before the car, because ang mga car dealerships, they don't care. Wa man na kay sila, they're not as stringent in looking at what you can afford as opposed to the banks or the lenders wherein they want to make sure nga kaya nimo ang monthly mortgage nimo, right? Because ug dili nimo kaya, bisag ang inon nga irimatan nila ang buy nimo, there's still a lot of cost for them. They don't want that headache. They just want to make sure that the borrowers that will get from them qualify to purchase the property.
Advantage ba siya, Lynn, o ang membro sa pamilya? Example, 5 ka ta nga nagtrabaho, your daughter, your sons, kanya ato siyang tipunon inyong mga T4, then mo apply ta og mortgage, makatabang ba na sila kanang matong mga bata?
Of course. Of course. So what mo man ang kadaghanan na, especially in BC, because the prices here are just so over the roof, no?
Yeah.
Dili naman good ma-afford dili nga kanang one income earner lang. Wa na, or even let's say a couple, murag lisod-lisod naman gud maka-afford diri sa sa Vancouver. So normally naanay mga ilang anak, usa ka buok or duha ka buok mutabang para they can purchase a property, and then once the equity has grown, kanang mga anak mukuha na nag-equity from the murag main house para i-down na sad nila sa ila na. Para makapalit na sa silang ilaha.
Okay. Attorney, doon naman ko experience pa nga, nagpalit sila og property lane. 2020, gipalit nila og 450. Pagtukod sa shrine sa Agassi, ang kilid gibaligyan nila to 1.2 last month.
Yes.
Wow.
Exactly. That I just had a client. Karon lang yun, mga Bisaya sad ni sila. Ilang property was 690. They bought it in 2018 mandagway. At the time ang wife wala pa siya established siya iyang eskwela pa siya to be a care aide, no? Part-time pa lang. So ang ning palit sa bay ang papa, ang usa ka anak, ang girlfriend sa anak,
Joint.
o ang anak nga bayi. So upat sila kabuk ang nimpalit, no? Ang ilang gipalit na bayi was 690 mandagway a few years ago. Nag-refinance sila. The amount that they got was, well, we had to appraise the property, and sorry, my mistake. The property they bought was 1.4 million DI. No?
Okay.
Upat ang buyers. And then gipa-appraise na namo ang property last month. The property was 2.260. 2.2 million, no? 2,260,000. So ang ilang loan noon was 900,000. Was talking of a different one katong 690. So ang ilang loan nga 900,000. Nakakuha sila 1.3 million nga mortgage. Gitangtang na nila ang boyfriend kay nag-away-away na ba with yung girlfriend, nag-away-away na ba with the anak ba? So ilan ang gitangtang niya, ang mother was able to get into the mortgage. So there's just 3 of them na lang, ang mama o papa o ang anak nga bayi, tulo na lang sila. Kay katong anak nga laki, mupalit na siyang iyaha. So katong nakuha nilang kwarta nga 1.3, they cleared basically 400,000 kay their initial loan was 900,000. So gitagaan na nila 100,000 ang anak nga laki to put as down payment for his own place. And then ang kanang daughter nga naa pa ron sa mortgage, giset aside na sad nila ang kwarta nga 100,000 para sad sa iya ug mopalit na siya sa iyang kaugalingon. So, you know, it works out. Basta may plano nat ahead of time. And I'm doing two right now.
Unsa kapaspas ang transaction sa pagpalit og balay dinhi sa Canada, Ma'am Lynn? Because in the Philippines, kung magpalita, mo bayad ang capital gain tax, documentary stamp tax, i-process na sa BIR, it will take 2 to 3 months. After that, i-process nimo ang title sa yuta adto sa Register of Deeds, it will take 2 to 3 months. Usahay masangit pa siya, maabdag 6 months, something like that. Ang dire, no? Kanang kumusta ang processing sa mga titulo para sa house
so
and lot ni palito?
it's so easy. So first, you're gonna call me and say, I want to get pre-approved. Okay, I email you the application form and I say, these are the requirements: 2 pay stubs, employment letter, an authorization for me to check your credit, show me 3 months of bank statement para makita nato asa manggikan ang imong pang-down, no? Mao na ipadana nimo. I can check whatever while we're talking, no? Pagka-check na nimo, I can say, okay, Divine, you're pre-approved, you're pre-qualified to purchase 500,000 based on the documents that you've given me. Okay, go start looking for your place, you know, talk to your realtor and then say that you've been pre-approved, pre-qualified to purchase a property that's worth 500,000. You go look for a property, nakakita ka property, you make an offer, you bring it to me. I have you approved for mortgage. Everything goes well. Within a week, I have everything, right? Within a month, you can be moving to your new place. And then there's no such thing as you going to land title registry or BIR. No, the lawyer will take care of that. You just go to the lawyer a few days before the property gets turned over to you. You know, you sign the documents, the lawyer will take care of all of that. The fee is not much. Siguro mga uskalibo siguro ang imong ibayad sa lawyer, siya na tanan. At the end of 2 weeks, makadawat na ka na imongan na sa title.
So wala
di mo magkita sa seller. Dili magkita ang seller ug ang buyer.
No, they don't necessarily have to see each other. I don't even see most of my clients. It's normally Zoom. It's through email. You don't even have to show me the actual original documents nga income nimo and all that. I don't even see that. Of course, I call up your employer to make sure na employed ka and all that, no? But otherwise, it's a very smooth, easy transaction.
Posible ba mapalit ka og property? Posible ba nga mapalit ka og property without having a realtor?
Yes, you can. I would advise against it, especially if you're buying ka ng mga, let's say, condo or ana kay ang realtor manggod, ang expertise nila is to go through the documents Dili manggod ta kita lay person, dili manggod nato mabalaan unsa bay mga problema aning building. Basi na ay mga there's na ano day mga leak nga dili nimo kabalaan, no? So that is the fear and the risk if you go without a realtor. If you are buying, there's absolutely no reason why you should not have a realtor because you're not paying a realtor to work for you. The only thing that you need to pay is if you are selling. Kung ikaw mag-sell, you have to pay the realtor's fee, no? Pero if you're buying, take advantage of the realtor. Libre man na, di may kay mo bayad ana sa realtor, ang seller may mo bayad ana sa iyang fee.
Correct. Okay. So ang nakanindot ana like sa pareha sa mortgage broker nga mo work mo para sa buyer but ang lender mo imo bayad nimo. Same with the realtor, no? Nga ang seller mausay mo bayad.
If you are buying.
If you're buying. Based sa imong experience, sa imong clients nga mga Filipino, mga kababayan nato, at least pila ka years sila nga settle down diri sa Canada o na sila ni start pag look o property nga pwede nilang mapalit?
Karon I notice nga kanang lately or the last few years kanang mga ning anhi diri sa Canada murag mas kuan na sila mas educated na sila bitaw na they already know that there's a chance for them or that it's advantageous to them to purchase a property right away. So I'm noticing kanang uban mga new to Canada mutawag na nga ate paano na ako anong kailangan naming gawin para maghanda na kami para makabili ng bahay. So mga new to Canada, ang some are just PR or yung iba is working pero gahuwat na lang sa ilang PR, mutawag na sila para mag-guide na nako sila ahead of time what they can do. Kasi kung mag-guide na sila ahead of time, mas paspas na sila kapalit kay there's less nga kanang imo bitang kinahanglan nga hiluton pa ayuhon ang credit and or that na which may take time. Yung uban nga murag nag consumer proposal, debt consolidation, nga ana it's gonna take time. So that's why as much as possible before pa that happens, mag-guide na sila. Kanang mga sa una kuan pa na wala pa kay na mag-rent. That's all they were more or less kadaganan sa kanila murag na focus nga mag-rent. Dugay pa na sila makapalit diri na mga anak tanan before they will start buying a property. Pero karon na notice nako nga murag mas na sila, mas focused na sila on getting themselves into the market shortly after they become established here.
Sa imong gidugayon sa industry Lynn kanang unsay frequency nga ang imuhang client wala ning agi og mortgage kay ning bayad siya og cash?
Oh no. I do have one. I do have a few clients nga mopalit og cash nga deep pockets gyud kaayo. But that would be one in hundreds. What yun na? That's I mean, who would have 500,000 in their bank, no, or $1 million in their bank, because that's what we're looking at. Wala na, no. Gamay ra kaay nang naayng anang kwarta. Mga I believe, and I don't have a lot of that, mga Chinese clients before daghang kay na silang cash, pero since gi-stop sa China ang amount of money that they can take out from China, so murag na lessen sad ang mga cash buyers.
Ganina Ma'am Lene, ingon ka nga the reason nga nung ni-decide mo nga mo settle sa Canada tungod sa mga bata at that time ang imong mga anak was only 5 and 6 years old. So kumusta man sila karon? Pila na may ilang edad this time?
My daughter is already turning 30. And then our son is, well, our daughter is turning 30, our son is turning 25. So, maayo man ang ilang, they were able to go into murag Catholic school ba? Dili man good ang Catholic school is not private. Di man na siya private, is an independent school. You pay a small portion of their monthly kanang ilang tuition, pero not fully private. So kami murag gi-prefer manggod namo nga murag ibutang sila sa ing ana para the same values ba ang mga same sa mga ilang classmates. So we were lucky in the sense nga naging close nga sila sa ilang mga classmates, na kanang mga classmates sila hangtod high school the same. So murag sila amongst themselves, they were pushing themselves to succeed. So nakahuman na sila sa ilang university, and my daughter, ang iyang trabaho is in Saskatoon because she wanted to work for the Canadian Space and Satellite Agency. She's a computer analyst, so she went to Saskatoon. That's where it's based, and then she's making very good money. Palit na siya sa iyang kaugalingon bay, no? 30 years old. She already just bought her own. And then our son, ni Adire, he's also in the process of buying his own. He's only 25, pero we're encouraging him to buy na kasi, the prices keep on going up. So, ug muhuwat pa siya a few years, dili na niya maato ang cost, no? So we told him to just get into the market now, wait for the equity to grow, and we keep on telling him the property that he's gonna be able to buy now will not be his dream home.
Yeah.
But it will be a starter home for him so that he is in the market, wait for the equity to grow, and then buy a better one where he can basically siguro mauna na iyang final home. Although I always encourage them, you should not limit yourself to one. Because properties man God, that's the sure thing murag mo taas bitaw ang imong kuan bitaw, you can make money out of that.
Yeah,
so you just get one. Yes, get your equity from that to buy another property as an investment property that you will rent. Mutaas na ng usa, you get again equity to buy another one. So I have clients who started with one, karon mga pila na kabok ang ilang property, no? So well, mag-retire sila, naana sila ikuan, naana sila daghang properties.
Yeah.
But do you still, Lynn, do you still push your son and daughter to invest also property investment in the Philippines?
Here's the thing. Kasi I don't know the market sa Pilipinas. We do have properties in the Philippines and it's also growing. Pero I don't want to encourage or to suggest something where I'm not very confident of how the market is. My husband, though, keeps on telling that the market in the Philippines is good. Personally, dili ko makaingon nga palit mo sa Pilipinas kay, it's gonna go, because the way I see it, ang trajectory sa increase sa property sa Pilipinas ug diri sa Canada are so different. Grabe gyud ang sa Canada, especially in Vancouver.
Di ba? Makaingon tayo ni Mylene ba nga sa pag-start niya, iyang mga bata karon makaingon accomplished, maayon na pagkabutang. Pero ambot Lynn, og doon na ba'y sitwasyon sa imong kinabuhi from the start ka naka-decide ka nga mobalik sa Pilipinas?
Kabalo ka ton, naamang yun na ton because in life there's always problems What may feel for me is insurmountable, maybe for another person wala ra na, no? Kasi they are not in my position. Just like I don't know what you're going through, maybe I'll say, sus, maura man di namang problema ton, no? Or maura man di namang problema divine, but for you it may be an all-consuming problem. So that there's always that na ngano ning anhi man ko diri nga lami man kay akong buhis kinabuhis Pilipinas, no? Mo kuha ra ko martilyo gipukpok ra na akong nga I could have just been sitting down nga mangayo lang kong kape, di na ko mutindog na anay muhatag na kong kape, mulingkod lang ko kotse, idadon na kong asa diri tuwa ka gahagos ka ga traffic og those things ba. But yes, those things nga moingon ka nga do I regret coming here? Yes, there are instances that I regret moving here. But at the end of the day, when I try to figure out where I am now, where I was, there's really no question that I am in a much better position than when I was there. And more importantly, lalo na kita, ang atong anak, which is what we are all hoping for, nga at ako, my children will be in a country where they will be appreciated, they will be in a country where they can bloom and reach and fulfill their dreams, which for me, I felt kung tuwa sa Pilipinas, murag di gyud dagway nila mahimo.
Okay, so ang na-confirm nimo nga correct ang imong decision tungod sa nahitabo sa imong mga anak karon, no? They have their own career, in fact they're buying na their own properties, and they're both still single.
Yes, they both have partners.
Okay.
They already have both partners. I don't know if they're planning to get married, pero I'm hoping kay murag guwang-guwang na biya ta kin ganahan na biya ta magkaroon ng apo, no?
Yeah.
Pero mag-push ka ana nila the more nga
Sila.
you know, they will ignore. That's what I learned here, na you have to really tread carefully when you're talking to the children, because you're teaching them to think for themselves as they're growing up. So karon is moingon na ka nga, oh ngani tanawon la kanya, well, because that's how I would like it to be. So you know, it's their life. But yeah, it's not just for the children. I think for me personally, I really am enjoying my life here so much better. I'm just so happy I moved. I will never probably go to the Philippines for good. Kung sakasakali man is, let's say I stay here most of the year, nya og bugnaw na kay dire og kanang ato mga buto-buto dito, murag gahi-gahi na og winter, basi muli na sa Pilipinas para magpainit, nya balik na sa dire for kanang og maayo na ang panahon.
So, bisan tuod ang Vancouver,
It's a right decision.
I feel so.
yeah, ang Vancouver bisan tuod og medyo crowded siya compared sa ubang lugar sa Canada, but still far better than Manila. Nga grabe ka crowded.
Oh yes. Yes, I mean, look at pila na may population sa Manila. I think it's about 12 million. The last I know was about 12 million. Pila may population, and how big is Manila? Metro Manila, gamay ra kay na, murag Vancouver size ra tagway na siguro. But what I'm saying is, gamay ra kayo, unlike in the whole of BC, we're talking about what? Pila may population dire. So really, there's so much space here. It's a beautiful country. The whole of Canada is beautiful. Murag sa imo diha bugna-bug lang, bugna-bugnaw ra kay na diha divine, no? But in general, Canada, nindot kaayo, people are so welcoming, they're so appreciative sa mga immigrants, because we are all immigrants here man sa diri sa Canada ba, that mom say we're all from somewhere. So kuan gid siya, I feel na there's really no comparison ang life nako dire sa life nako sa Pilipinas.
So manay giingon nila nga nothing to complain.
Nothing. Well, there's always something to complain. Like, kung kinahanglan na ka maghugas og plato. But otherwise, you take the good with the bad, and the good is always outweighs the bad.
Yeah, true. Okay. Ma'am Lynn, unsa imong parting message, no? Especially sa atong mga kababayan and those who are watching now sa atong program sa Cebu, nga maybe they're planning kung maayo ba nga mo move sila sa Canada, kay daghan man kaayong paagi, no? Unsaon nila pag-ari sa Canada. Unsa imong message nila?
I think if you have an opportunity to come to Canada or some other place outside of the Philippines, I think you should take it. If only to open your world to the other possibilities. But at least if you find out later it's not for you, you can go back. Pero at least if you make that step to try and find a better life for you, not just for you, but for your family, you will thank yourself, and your family will thank you for taking that step, for making that decision to try and make a better life for them in Canada or anywhere else.
Yeah, tinuod yun na. So nindot kaayo ang imong gi-share na mo karon kay very informative, Brad Tony, no? Kay kita wata kahibaw anang nindot day mo agitag mortgage broker kung palitag property, especially kung house and lot, kay dako ang amount unya makakita tag nindot nga deal, no, nga mas ubos og interest rate, and the mortgage broker will look for that para nato, no, anang nindot kaayo nga mga deal kay wala man ta ana dito sa Pilipinas. So very informative, and I hope nga doon na tay mga kababayan nga nagtan-aw karon daghan silang makatunan. And kung pananglitan og mo contact sila nimo bisan naa sila sa ubang province sa Canada, pwede ka maka-accommodate nila?
Yes. Actually, I'm just doing for my daughter, and she's in Saskatoon. I'm doing one in Toronto, and yes, I can. Unlike realtor manggod, wherein you have to show the clients sa houses. Syempre, unya kas busy, you cannot show a house in Toronto, right? Pero sa Mua is we can work wherever in Canada we can do. So I can help. Even if I cannot help you with your mortgage, contact me to ask where you are right now, and if you need guidance, I will be more than happy to help you study your situation right now and give you advice. That's my that's what I would like to do kung asa ko makatabang na para to help atong kababayan kay kisa pa may mutabang nato og dili kitang our own, right? So if you need help, reach out to me and I will try to see and help, or if I can't help you, I can refer you to someone who may be in a better position to help. But yes, please reach out if you need some guidance, or you just need to to discuss kung ready na ba ko, unsa ba ako himuon para ma-ready ko. How I can get ready.
Saan nila pag-reach out nimo?
Well, they can always try me I have a website, although I don't check that every so often. I have someone who checks that. MyleneLim.ca. That's my or they can search me, Mylene Villanueva Lim. They can always I also have a Facebook business page, Mylene Lim. They can send me a message and then I can always answer. My phone number is there as well on sa Facebook business page, which is Mylene Lim.
Okay. Thank you very much sa imong time, no? Sa imong pag-share sa imong journey sa atong mga televiewers. Ma'am Lynn, so nalipay kaayo mi nga nihatag ka namo og time.
You're welcome. Tony and Divine, thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Salamat po kaayo, Linoy.
Yes. So Brad Tony, imong wala naman igong oras ang imong parting message sa atong mga nagtanaw karon.
Good maguga ganina, di ba, hindi nag-text na ako nga na-curious ko sa inyo sa explanation sa inyong guest. Kanang murag ganahan ko niya mo avail sa iyang service na
dapat lang.
Nagtanaw day siya nato karon, so sige lang ato ning ko anon Lynn, then I'll call you para ihatag
for sure.
And then nahuman na sad ang atong usa ka oras dali ara, no? Nahuman na sad ang atong usa ka oras ka programa, pero manghinaot nga sa sunod na pud nga na Huwebes sa matang oras nining atong tulamonon sa Pinoy Journey nga ilatang atangan kay daghan pa kaayo silang makatunan gikan nato. So dili lang ang industry ni Mylene, posible lahin na pod ang industry nga ilahang mahibawan about aning atong program. Pero sa dili pa Divine, magbahibaw di ay kung ang groundbreaking sa Senior Santo Niño Shrine in Agasi nga naasad si Mylene, part po aning advocacy, will be on May 8, 2022. Ang misa pagahimuon dito sa site 1 o'clock sa hapon. So May 8, so magkita-kita ta dito pohon.
Okay. So salamat kay Brad Tony.
Salamat sa atong viewers, si Audrey Lim, ang atong 8 ang tag-iya sa 8 Canadian nga mahimutang sa Surrey sa British Columbia. Doon na magkita yung mga Bisaya dito. Why don't you drop by dito sa iyang restaurant? Kaya makakaon pug lami pod nga mga pagkaon dito. Unya, ug ganahan sad mo magpadaog balikbayan box paingon sa Philippines naasad ang Starbucks. cargo forwarding ug mopaingon pud mo sa Richmond, ganahan sad mo mopabugnaw na sad ang Boosted Juice by Zenia Rintusa. So salamat kaayo for watching us.
Okay, thank you kaayo, and of course atong pasalamatan no ang atong mga kaubanan sa CCTN live gikan dito sa Mabulo, Cebu, Philippines. Atong pasalamatan sila si Juan Lopez Alphabete, salamat kaayo, si Inday Lopez ug ingon man si Nilo Cabarles, atong mga cameraman no, ug si Robert Algidano. Thank you kaayo nga himong posible kining atong programa tungod sa inyong support. And of course ang atong mga kadagkuan sa CCTN, si Tatay Dudong Limchua o si Nanay Dayan Limchua. So wanam tay kong oras ning atong tulumanon. Thank you sa atong guest si Ma'am Mylene Villanueva Lim. Unya Bratoni, thank you kaayo. So ato na lang invite ng atong mga televiewers sa sunod semana dinhi lang sa inyong paboritong tulumanon, CCTN International Pinoy Journeys.